Hello and welcome to MS CRM-addons webinar covering our add-on DocumentsCorePack. Now, DocumentsCorePack, there's a lot to it, so what we've decided to do is kind of break up these webinars into several sessions. We're going to start off with some of the basics of DocumentsCorePack and work our way to some more advanced topics as we progress through this series of webinars. Today, we're basically going to be covering easy and fast document generation based on Microsoft CRM data. So we're going to go ahead and get started. If anyone's having any issues or anything like that, please use the chat below. If you have any questions during the webinar, please type it into the chat. I have several team members on here and they'll answer your questions as the webinar progresses. All right, great. So basically, our add-on for DocumentsCorePack is Microsoft Word integrated. Okay, and we use this to build templates for our auto merge and just for DocumentsCorePack to use these templates to basically get the CRM data out of CRM and to build these templates and to build these documents. With DocumentsCorePack, you can then afterwards, after you've merged these documents, you can then process the generated documents, and you can do things like save them back to CRM or email the documents attached to an email, or you can print them out as a letter. Basically, what we're going to be showing today is template creation. Now, what I'm going to be creating is an invoice from scratch. I'm going to be adding fields from CRM. I'm going to be showing you how to add tables. These tables can consist of a list of quote or invoice products, or even a list of contacts. And we're going to be building groups and sums out of these tables that we generate. I'm also going to be showing a couple of advanced insert options, such as inserting a picture into the document directly out of the CRM database, using computed fields, and if we have time, inserting a QR code. So this webinar, this presentation, usually they take about 20 to 25 minutes. We may go a little bit over, and afterwards we're going to have a small question and answer session if there's any unanswered questions. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and get right into it. So I've gone ahead and opened up Word and just started out with a blank document. And what I'm going to do here to just go ahead and get started is I'm going to click on the MS CRM Add-ons tab. And then I have all the things that I can do with DocumentsCorePack right here. So the first thing I'm going to do is insert some mail merge fields. Now what happens is it opens up this panel to the right. I can select the entity type that we're going to be working with. This entity type is going to be an invoice. All right, so I'll go ahead and do that. And what this does is it brings up all the lookup fields that are related to the entity invoice. Now, let me show you the data that we're going to be using here in CRM. Now, this is CRM 2013. And basically here you can see I have an invoice with data in it. Basically I have 4 different products here and just general information about the invoice that we're going to be creating. So what we want to do is we want to get this into a more presentable format that we can send to customers. Okay, great. So as you can see here, again, I have the lookup fields right here to the right. Also, we've gone ahead and resolved the basic relationships, the entities that are also related to that, the entity type invoice, being the customer account, the customer contact, things of that nature. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit and get started here. One thing that I'm going to do is apologize because I'm a terrible speller. So you may see a couple of little spelling errors, and I hope you can forgive me for that. So we'll start off here just by typing in just some text. We'll just basically say this is an invoice, and what I want to do is insert my first field or my first lookup, which is going to be the invoice number. So basically I will come over here and choose the invoice ID. which is the invoice number within CRM, and I'll go ahead and insert that. Now this here, this shows you this is the placeholder telling you that I have a lookup field, and this field is going to be, this data is going to be brought in from CRM. So I can add other things like, say for example, who this is for. Now again, what I'm going to do here is move on down here to the customer account who we're going to be sending this to. I'll go ahead and open up this, and I get all the lookup fields for the customer account. So I'll insert an account name, and then let's say I want to have their address. So I'll insert their first street address. I'll go ahead and also insert the city that they're from, and let's see, the state or province, and then a zip code or postal code. Okay, now you can see here I've already gone ahead and inserted these. And let me go ahead and save this document real quick, and I'm just going to save it locally for right now. And just go ahead and we'll just run a little test merge so you can see basically what how this works and how this happens. So I'll come over here, I'll choose some CRM data. I'll go ahead and search, and the invoice that we were using was called Some Bytes and Computers. So I'll go ahead and select this. And what happens is it performs the merge. Here are my lookup fields that it brought in, the invoice number, the account, and here's the address all. And I probably just have to do a little bit of formatting to get this a little bit nicer. So I'm going to go ahead and continue with this. And so this is the first merge, just so you get a general idea. Let's go ahead and do just a little tad bit of formatting just to make this look a little bit nicer. And this is all, again, just standard things within Word. So let's see here. I'll go ahead and pop this down so that it looks a little bit nicer. It's a little bit formed up a little bit nicer. So now we'll go ahead and insert just a general greeting. I'll come back into here, insert mail merge fields, and now what I want to do is just look down here. I'm again in the account lookup fields. Based on that, what I want to do is get the full name of the primary contact into there. So I'll just come over here to primary contact, and then go ahead and choose the full name here of the primary contact for the account. Let's see, and the full name. Go ahead and insert that, followed by a comma, and then just a general 1 or 2 sentence intro here. Here is your invoice, and okay, great. So I've got that information in there. What I want to do now is build out a table that contains a list of products that they purchased from us. So what I'll do is go ahead and move over here to the Additional tab. Here's where we basically can generate these tables. Now what I'll do is I'll click on this New Relationship and Entity. What we've done here is we've automatically gone ahead and defined some relationships based upon the invoice entity. So this is, as you can see here, I've got this one-to-many relationship from the invoice entity to the invoice products, which we've already defined. Now, you can define your own relationships with DocumentsCorePack. That's something that's a little bit more advanced, and I will get into that on one of the upcoming webinars for DocumentsCorePack. So I'll go ahead and select this, and it'll bring me the lookup fields up for the invoice products. Okay, so basically what I want to do if I want to go ahead and insert this table is just go ahead and select my first lookup field. And what I'll do is I'll come down here to the products and insert the product name. Okay, so now what I get here is I get a pop-up basically telling me how I want this table to look. And I have 3 choices here. I can insert a table, I can insert it with a header and a footer, I can insert this as a list that's separated by a comma or whatever I want to have it separated by, or I could just insert it without a table if I wanted to, if I just wanted to insert one of these lookup fields from here. So I'll just go ahead and insert a table with a header. And there you go. It's pretty simple and easy to do. Now just a little bit of formatting here in Word, and just to kind of break this up into the different columns. Split these cells up. And again here, split the cells. All right, great. So I got this in here. Now I'm going to go ahead and insert my headers here. This is going to be the product name. Let's see, right here we'll have a product description. And next we'll insert the quantity and then the price per item. And then the total line item value. All right, great. So I've got those in there. So now what I want to do is I want to populate these this row here. Pretty simple to do. Again, I can just look up here. I'll go ahead and take the product description. Let's see here, and that would be all right. Of course, it's hard to find when you're. There we go. I'll take the description. I'll go ahead and take the quantity. Insert that field. And the price per item. Let's see here. Oops. And the price per unit. And then the total line item value. So now I've gone ahead and gotten all this in there. Now, one of the great things about DocumentsCorePack is basically in building out this table that I'm done. You know, I have 4 products in my list there in CRM, but I only have to do this basically one time. DocumentsCorePack is intelligent enough to when it goes and it looks up this relationship, it realizes how many products I have, in this case 4, and will build out the table accordingly. So even if I have 1 product or if I have 20 products, it doesn't matter. DocumentsCorePack is automatically going to generate these tables for me. So what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and show that to you real quick, and I'll go ahead and save it. And then again, I'll choose some CRM data. And let's see, it's some Bison computers. Now I should have this table here, and as you can see, it fills in this information here from CRM. Based on the products that I have in the invoice. Now again, you can see a few things here. I have to do a little bit of formatting here. The quantity is 5, and it's you know, I have this is we're using here the European format. So for the people in the United States, just think of this comma as a decimal. Okay, so basically I've got the quantity and I've got it put out to 5 decimal places. Okay, well I don't want that, I just want to show this 5. So that's really simple to do. What I have to do is come in here and select the lookup field here in quantity. And then what I'll do is go up here to the field properties. And I can edit the field properties of the information that I'm going to be getting out of CRM. So I can just basically choose here, like for example, I do not want to show any decimal places, so I'll choose this type. You can see I have many different types to choose from. Okay, so I'll go ahead and click OK. Another thing that I want to do is just do a little bit of formatting here real quick, just to make it look a little bit nicer. Again, this is all based out of Word. Let's see, let's go ahead and add some some grouping so that I can separate the difference, because in this one I have a few bikes and then I have some components. So I kind of want to separate those out so it's a little bit easier to see. It's quite simple to do, so I'll go ahead and bring my mail merge fields back up. Hang on one moment. Sorry about that, had a little hiccup. Just go ahead and bring my mail merge fields back up, and what I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and add the subject, because that's where we're holding the placeholder. Is this a bike? Is this a computer? So I can go ahead and add the subject. Okay. And then what I want to do is I want to group these by subject. Okay. So I'll come up here and I'll choose grouping, and I will mark that lookup field as a grouping field. And what it does is it automatically goes ahead and builds this out for me. So I do not want this subject in here anymore. I don't want to show there. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. I'm going to delete this field in the footer here because I want to change that. So basically what I'm going to have is I'll end up, when I merge the document again, I'll have bikes and then I'll have components. What I want to do is also show some the total for the group. So I'm just going to call it group total. All right, great. And then what I have to do is I'll just go ahead and take this extended amount, come back up here to grouping, and mark this as a sum field. So basically what it's going to do is it's going to look at that field in the group and take all those fields and add them up together. Okay. And then it'll place that total down here. But one of the nice things about DocumentsCorePack, I've added this as a sum field. I'll go ahead and I can just copy this and go ahead and paste it there. So you can copy and paste fields. Okay. So just a little more formatting here. Boom. So this just looks nice. All right. Also in here, one thing that I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and add a picture of the item, so that they, when they receive these items, if they've received them, they can take a look at the invoice, they can take a look at the picture, look at the product, and automatically go ahead and say, okay, yeah, this is it, and I've received all those. So what I'll do here is I'll go ahead and take this picture path. And I can go ahead and I can insert it, and what I will do is I have several different ways that I can insert several different things. Like for example, this one is just a picture field. It's a picture that is stored in CRM in the database. Say if I had all these on a website, what I would do is I'd use a picture link field where basically I would fill in the URL information or a path to SharePoint, and it would pull those pictures out of there and place them in the document. I can also insert documents. I can insert HTML. I can insert things as HTML, or I can also insert static items. Okay. The computed items I'll go into here in a second, because I'll just show you an example of that. So we'll go ahead and insert this as a picture field. Okay, and just do a little bit of formatting here. All right, that looks good. One thing to make a note of is that basically it is going to take the picture and conform it to this size. Okay, so one of the things that we always recommend doing if you're adding pictures is to go ahead and do a test beforehand, just to make sure if you have to kind of do any formatting or anything like that to your pictures, you can go ahead and do so before you send this out to a customer. I guess the last thing that everybody wants to do is know the total amount. So. Okay, great. So what I'll do is just come back up here, and I'll insert the total extended amount. All right, move right on up. All right, and there we go. Total amount, insert that field. And great, so we're good to go. Just a little bit of formatting here to make this look a little bit nicer. and go ahead and move that over. Great, so let's go ahead and merge the document and see what we've done so far here, what we've added. So let me go ahead and save this. And choose that. And there we go. So it merged right up. You can see here I've got my pictures added directly from CRM. I have my quantity now, instead of showing 5 decimal places, it's just showing the 1. I've got my ordering here. Here's my bikes. Here's my components. And here's my total down here, the total of the fields added up together. One thing that I'm noticing is here is that I need to go ahead and format this field just like I did here, so that it shows this as a dollar or euro amount. Okay, great. And then down here I have my total amount. So let me go back into my template. Great. Now I'm going to go ahead and edit this again. All I have to do is select the field, go up to the field properties, and just basically tell it what I want it to look like. So here, of course, I am on English United States. I'll choose the German Austrian and go ahead and pick the field for the euro. So now what it'll do is this will show up as actually a euro amount. Now what I want to do is I told them I'd give them a couple different payment options. Going to go ahead and show the one, so we'll call this payment. Payment options. And let's see, the first payment option is you can pay in 2 payments of, go ahead and correct that again. So now what I want to do here is I want to give them the ability to pay this in 2 payments of, and I want to let them know what the amount is. Very simple to do here. This is, again, I'll be showing you this with the calculated fields. I just choose the field and say computed items, and I'm going to insert a computed field. Okay, once I select that, it brings up the computed field properties. I'll go ahead and pick the field that I want to do this math on. When I'm using computed fields, I have to use number-based fields. Okay, so I do know that the total amount is a number-based field. Now I can add, subtract, divide, and multiply these amounts. Basically, what I'm going to do is go ahead and just divide this by 2. And basically, I just can go ahead and give it a name. So let's see, I'll call this 2 payments payment options, and go ahead and click OK. So now it goes ahead and it brings basically this custom field in here. If I click on it, it shows me basically the math that I'm going to be doing on this field. Good deal. And now if the person wants to pay in full, what I want to go ahead and do is give them a 10% discount. So I will go ahead and say, let's see, you pay now in all right, great. Got this in there. And then your GM. Great. So basically, I want to go ahead and calculate this 10% discount so they know what their total is going to be. Again, I'll select the total amount. Go ahead and go down to computed items. Insert the computed field. Based again off what I'm going to do is some math here. I'm going to take the total amount, and I will subtract the total amount times 10% or 0.1. Okay, and this will basically give me the math that I'm doing inside the parentheses will give me the percentage that we're going to be taking away, and then subtract that from the total amount, which will give me the final amount. So I will call this one full payments full payment amount. Great. Now I've got my custom field there. Again, if I click it, it shows me the formula or the math that I'm going to be doing on it. Great. Let's go ahead and insert a QR code that's basically just going to be a link just straight to our website. Now I can go ahead and I'll come back down here to computed items and go ahead and insert a QR code field. Now this, I'm going to cheat here just a little bit because I know for a fact that the account of the person that I'm doing this for, the account name is mscrm-addons.com. Okay, if you want to, you can enter static text here, a URL. You can enter contact information here, so that when someone goes ahead and scans the QR code, it will automatically, you know, just it'll basically, your phone or whatever you're scanning it with will know what to do with it. So I'll go ahead and insert that. And got my QR code right here. Let's do just a little bit more. Since this is Microsoft Word, I can, you know, bring in pictures, just static pictures here. I'll bring this in and just do a little bit of conversion here. Go ahead and take this up here to the top. All right. And now I'm going to go ahead and save this again and choose some CRM data and go ahead and merge this one more time for you. Great. So as you can see, we've got our logo in here, same information as before. Everything's grouped nicely. Again, I've got my field switch here where I've turned this into a euro amount. And down here I've got my my two payment types. This is where I did the calculations. Okay, but as I can see here, you know, I want to get these into the correct format so that it shows a euro amount or a dollar amount. Down here I've got my code. So if you do scan this code with your phone, this will take you to our website. Let me go ahead. I'll just go ahead and close this up. And then really quick, what I want to show you here is this is basically how we would take care of this and get this into the correct format. I'm going to go ahead and just copy this out and show you a little bit about what we're going to be doing in the next couple of upcoming webinars. Now what I'm going to do here is in Word, I'm going to go ahead and insert a content control. I'll just go ahead and say equals, and then I'll paste in my field, and then I'll use my number picture switch, and then tell it the format that I want to output it as. Great. So now I've gone ahead and got that in there. So good deal. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and save this template into CRM. I'll go ahead and save over this one. Great. So now this template is saved in the CRM. And then I can do things like with DocumentsCorePack, say if I'm on here and this is just like your regular user, DocumentsCorePack gives you the ability to print these or create these documents directly out of CRM with the Create Document button. Basically what I'll do is go ahead and click here, choose the template that I just created, and basically what will happen is it'll open up Word, open up the template, and do the merge, where you can see we've basically got all this together, and I want to go ahead and show you here. Now you can see here I've got the correct format down here, but again, that's something that I'll go over in one of the next upcoming webinars. Great. So I want to thank you for stopping by and viewing the webinar, and want to invite you to join our other upcoming webinars. You can follow the link here or go to our website. There's a big, huge button that says upcoming webinars. There you can also view other webinars that we've done because we record all these. You can you can view our website to find resources on our products, documentation, things of that nature. If you have any questions or anything like that, you can use the live chat, which you can find on our website. You can also email us or call us at one of the following numbers here, or email us at these email addresses here. And the other thing that I want to go ahead and point out is that we've got a really great blog. The person that works on this blog has been working really hard and has pretty much been turning out an article a day. And they've been really great and really helpful to myself and my other team members, and would definitely be beneficial to you to take a look at because it is covering a lot of the new 2013 stuff. So I want to go ahead and open this up to any questions that we might have in the chat, and just go ahead and get those answered. If we don't get your question answered, we'll follow up with you and answer that question. And I just want to go ahead and open up and take a look at the chat and see if there's any questions. Great. So there is a question about sorting. Can I review the grouping function? Cool. Yeah, you can definitely you can sort things. That's something that we'll cover in one of the other webinars. I can go ahead and bring that up really quick and just kind of give you like just kind of a brief overview. But sorting is done. Let me see here. Don't save that. Let me bring the template back up. Sorting is done basically here through let's see, insert mail merge fields. Go back to my additional tab. Here I've got my table, the invoice products. Let's say that I want to sort by quantity. Basically what I'll do is I will edit these properties. Don't be intimidated by this at all. I will be covering this again in a later webinar. But basically here's where you do the sortings, and you can sort by, you can pick an attribute that I want to sort by. Here it's going to be like, for example, the quantity. I can do it in ascending or descending order, and then I can give it a priority if I want to. Once I go ahead and click OK, then it will sort based on this quantity field. Great. So as far as like a grouping goes, just a quick review. Basically what I can do is I can group by one of these lookup fields, which is what I've done here. I'm grouping by the subject ID. So let me go ahead and I'll just bring up CRM real quick just to kind of give you an overview and bring up this one particular product here. Hold on one second. I'll bring up the product that I have here. Okay, as you can see here, what I'm going to do is what I've done here is I've grouped by the subject field, and the subject is called bikes. Now, if I change this, I can drop it down. I can pick from any other subject that I have. You know, that will change my grouping. So back here in my template, so I'm grouping by the subject ID. See what DocumentsCorePack does is that when it goes in and it's filling out these fields in the table, it basically will look at that subject ID and then group these products according to the subject ID. Okay. So and then you can have as many sets of grouping as you want to. You can group just basically by any one of those lookup fields that you want. I hope that answers your question. Oh, how I would get that there. Okay, great. Let me just go back over that again real quick. Basically what I did here was as I was creating this table, let's see here, I'll just, I went ahead and I entered, I just basically brought up this field, the subject field, because I knew that's what I wanted to go ahead and group by. So let me go ahead. I went ahead and I just threw this in here. Okay, and then what I did was I went up, I highlighted the field, I went up to grouping, and marked this as the grouping field, as in this is the lookup field that I want to group everything by. Once I marked that as a grouping field, what it did was it went ahead and inside my table, it made this little small header and footer. Okay. Then I basically just was editing these. just did a little formatting here, so that it would group those. Now, as far as getting this extended amount, I basically just picked this one general field here and clicked on the grouping here and marked this as a sum field. So basically, it would say, it basically says, all these products that are grouped together, I want you to take the sum of this lookup field and I want you to put it here. Okay? And that's pretty much how I did that. If you have any other questions of that, okay, you got it. Good deal. Excellent. If you have any questions or anything like that, if there's something that you think about, please just go ahead and mail us at support@mscrm-addons.com. And another thing that I do want to encourage you to do is, if you haven't already, you can download a trial of our software. You can download it directly from our website. The trial is good for 14 days, and we can extend those trials if you feel like if you want a trial extension. All you have to do is write us and let us know, and we usually do extend those. Thanks so much, man. I really do appreciate that. That makes me feel great. I'm actually blushing. Well, good deal. Let's see here. Well, great. If there's no other questions or anything like that, I'm going to go ahead and end this meeting. If there's something that didn't get answered that maybe you think about later on, again, you can get us over live chat. You can email us at support@mscrm-addons.com, or you can just give us a call at one of the numbers. Oh, hang on one second. Okay, Daniel, we're going to have to shut this down. We do have your email address. I'll get back to you personally and answer these questions here. It's just something that we can discuss, have maybe like a brief technical discussion. Okay, exactly. And one of the subjects of the next webinar that we're going to do is basically what can you do with the documents after you've processed them and done all the merges and everything like that. Okay? Thank you so much. And thank you guys all for joining. I really do appreciate it.